Annunaki, hybrid fallen angelics. Nibiru is the original planet of the Anunnaki, and it is the 12th planet in our third-dimensional solar system. Nibiru is the Sumerian version of the same planetary body, called Marduk, by the ancient Babylonians. Nibiru was forced into an extreme elliptical orbit of approximately 3,600 years, and the Anunnaki fallen angelic groups forced its trajectory to misalign the Earth grids through the alien machinery used to control Stonehenge, the 11th Stargate. The 11th Stargate opened up into the galactic planes to access into the planet Nibiru, and they built an artificial satellite wormwood that was used to open wormholes that allowed them direct access in and out of Sirius. Wormwood was originally formed from the exploded parts of Maldek and its moons. Currently, what is left of Wormwood is essentially an asteroid belt, which the Guardian host has realigned away from coming into close orbit with the Earth, in order to prevent destructive damage to the Earth's surface. Nibiru is under the control of the negative alien agenda, and it functions on reverse orbit and reverse Merkaba alignment. The discovery of Nibiru has been suppressed by mainstream science because it is controlled by the negative alien agenda. It is important to understand that Nibiru will not inflict damage upon the Earth, as safeguards are in place to buffer any potential impact. Since the Luciferian covenant, the fallen Anunnaki Luciferian lineages have been involved in perpetuating lies about humanity's origins, because they hijacked the original human 12-strand DNA template and modified some of the human tribes through genetic hybridization programs to digress humans into 10-strand DNA. This was to modify human bodies to be compatible with their race lines, so they can take over the incarnation process and control human evolution towards servicing their agendas. During the Essenes massacre, the female High Council members and females that had higher DNA codes were taken to Nibiru by Thoth and Anunnaki hybrids for forced breeding. This was at the time when Thoth broke the Emerald Covenant agreement with the Guardians and stole one of the holographic historical plates, called the CDT plates. He translated the CDT plate and wrote the well-known distorted version of the Emerald Tablets, from the Nibiruan Anunnaki perspective. The fallen Anunnaki narrative is that humanity has descended from animals and apes, which they modified during the Neanderthal era to make us more advanced, therefore they are our alien gods. Neanderthals went extinct because they had no human DNA, they were an Anunnaki experiment that died out. They have presented themselves as the original progenitors of the human race, inserting themselves in the place of the original Lyrans, in order to continue their breeding programs and experiment with the human gene pool. The Anunnaki hybrid fallen angelics were created to counteract and destroy the Christic human guardian race for control and domination of this timeline in the universal time matrix. These entities are also called the sons of Belial or Belial group. Fallen angelic Anunnaki groups. Alpha Omega Order Templar Melchizedeks, fallen seraphim. Samjes Anunnaki from Pleiades, Alcyone. Jehovian Anunnaki, from Sirius A, designers of the crucifixion implant network on Earth. Thoth, Enki, Enlil collectives from Nibiru and Sirius A. Marduk Necromaton, Enlil-Odedicron alliance with Nibiruans. Michael family Nephilim hybrids, cloned Michael bodies of the Anunnaki hybrids from Orion, Sirius, Andromeda, as result of Michael wars on Aldebaran. Many of these Michael bodies were claimed or cloned by family of Set lines. All of these groups have a seriously vested interest in the United Kingdom as their headquarters of global domination and control. Thoth, Enki, and Lil collectives are Anunnaki hybrid fallen angelics that are from Nibiru and formed alliances in the negative alien agenda with necromatons, Odedacrins that serve Nibiruian interests in capturing territory on Earth and in this solar system. Most of their main harvesting networks are located in the United Kingdom, and thus they have a heavy presence in the landmass that is known as Reptilian Central. In recent months, it has been brought to my attention to observe the recruitment and grooming techniques of the Thoth, Enki, and Lil collectives, which are Anunnaki fallen angelic hybrids. These groups are contacting their preferred bloodlines on the Earth for the express purpose of creating the next generation mind control program that the Guardian host refers to as the building of Enki's army, with its New Age flavor of worship. 1. Nibiruian agenda. Since the Luciferian rebellion, the fallen angelic Anunnaki factions that are sympathetic to the Nibiruian agendas implanted alien machinery in the Earth to set up reversal current networks that artificially forced the lowest density of the third-dimensional plane into misalignment with Nibiru. The alien machinery was used to force the planet Earth to run reversal currents into the planetary grid networks, which forced an unnatural reversal Merkaba spin that greatly increased matter densification. The artificial reversals running in the planetary Merkaba field forced the individual inner Merkaba spin to run reversals, which resulted in gender reversals and extensive DNA mutations in the original human body blueprint. This effectively damaged the process of spiritual ascension, gender unification, and the potential for 12-strand DNA activation, which was required for full ascension and passage through the Stargate system. Fallen Anunnaki shapeshifters. The Anunnaki are hierarchical lunar AI hybrid entities that use rank to determine what level and type of body their extra-dimensional species are allowed to inhabit, which is based upon the discretion of their power elite overlords. They do not choose their body if they remain in the workforce of the hierarchical organization, it is chosen for them. Most of the Anunnaki species are also referred to as Anunnaki hybrid fallen angelics, and they live as shadow shapeshifters that inhabit doll-like bodies or biological drone bodies that are designed for their particular job in the hive mind collective of their civilization. Their job and tasks serve the collective hive mind to which they have been directly assigned based on their recorded history and memory retention from multiple lifetimes. To call a human-looking body snatched by an Anunnaki that refers to himself as royalty or king, such as those represented in Sumerian artifacts, is incorrect because this was not the body they were incarnated into. It is the body they performed an artificial genetic bond transfer into in a laboratory, which then requires consuming the essence of living human souls to maintain their lifespan. Only those considered royalty or king rulers at the top of their hierarchy are allowed to have a humanoid 5-star body that is based upon the diamond sun DNA that they are able to reasonably recreate, which is a Frankenstein level of hybridizing the ruby sun DNA. For the shape-shifting lunar shadow body of an Anunnaki fallen angelic hybrid to inhabit the ruby sun DNA, which appears on the outer to be an angelic human body, they require blood drinking and cannibalism of human beings to consume the living essence in order to ensure their lifespan. Thus, through gradual stages of alien invasion, these non-human forces began to insert themselves as Babylonian kings, Egyptian pharaohs, future monarchs, and captains of industry, as these same bloodlines are highly venerated today in the pyramid of hierarchical control that has been weaponized against humanity by the power elite archontic group. These groups, aided by the invaders, inserted themselves falsely as the declared rightful kings and rulers of contemporary times, believing themselves genetically elite in contrast to the majority of hybridized humans. Many in the power elite claim to be genetically connected to the Celtic Druid Grail lineages in which they pervert the knowledge to intentionally enslave and dehumanize the global population.